Hello and welcome to Night 13, and I'd like to thank everyone, before we get started, for their feedback on the last episode. It would appear the differences in Saber's character arc in the remake are relatively minimal. The only differences for the versions really seems to be basic censorship stuff, and by extension, the nature of these magic transferring rituals, let's say. And even then, there might even be implications of sex, just not depictions of it. Anyway, we start the day with something that's pretty much becoming the new normal here. It's flashbacks to King Artoria's past. I'm not going to give you the full reading this time because a lot of this is recap. A lot of this is stuff that I've already went over, to the point where I almost thought for a second that I had loaded from the wrong save. I even went back to check. But no, this is the right one. It's just a lot of the same stuff, just kind of expanded a bit. There's still a few things I want to talk about though. First off, apparently the only people who knew Saber's true sex were Merlin and her father. So that makes me super curious about what's going on with Queen Guinevere in this version of events. She's King Arthur's wife. Does she just not exist in this version of events? Does she know, but is just not important to the story? And so she's just kind of left out of the explanation? Or does she also not know? Does she still exist and also not know she is married to King Arthur, but is completely unaware that King Arthur is a woman? Queen Guinevere, probably the character I am most interested in the entire Fate universe, probably never touched upon in this game, possibly doesn't even exist in any of the billions of different media the series has put out. I just want to know, man. I just want to know. Now I got questions. The other important things are that Artoria basically completely threw away her humanity as king, was just cold to everybody, no friends, no people she associated with, nothing. The Knights of the Round Table resented her for this. They also resented the fact that she was so young and was still given the reins as king. They all thought it was a mistake, and in the end, they are the ones that betrayed her. Tore a country she had managed to save apart with civil war. And that is King Artoria's one regret as she died. That the country she had sacrificed so much for, had thrown away her own humanity for, was being torn apart by what she perceived as her own actions. When Amiya wakes up from this dream, he's absolutely furious. He's completely aghast at the idea of Saber working so hard and getting so completely fucked over, especially because she was working with the best intentions, working constantly for the people of the country as a whole, even if on an individual level she wasn't reaching them. Amiya believes that hard work should be rewarded above all else. And you know what? I think I agree with this, actually. I mean, just for example, imagine if there were two girls who spent their entire lives dedicated to, let's say, preparing for a war. And they sacrifice, and they sacrifice, and they prepare, and they prepare, and they bust their ass to get ready for this thing. And then some guy shows up, and he didn't even know about the war, and then is just a part of it for really no reason. And he just gets, doesn't earn, gets an unimaginably god-killing sword. This is just an example off the top of my head. I mean, that would upset me too. I imagine if Amiya heard this story, he would be upset about it. We go to do the breakfast deal, where Reen asks Amiya, so, what's the plan? You're healed, Saber's back to normal, what's the plan for the day? Apparently, the plan is to do the same thing we've been doing most days. Training with Saber in the morning, training with Reen in the afternoon, then eating dinner. After that, that's when the plan will change. When night falls, we'll make our move. We'll begin our search for the other masters. Before we break off for breakfast, Reen does also let us know that whatever ritual was going on at the Ryoto Temple, where they were absorbing magic from around the area, they have apparently stopped for whatever reason. Reen suspects they must be up to something with the magic. Makes sense to me. Training goes about the same as usual. Except it doesn't. Because the air around Saber and Amiya at this point has gotten way too awkward. Having seen each other's bodies and thoughts and dreams and everything else that's going into the relationship, trying to hit each other is super awkward, and they both just kind of stand there awkwardly until Ilya finally chimes in with a, "Somebody please just fucking do something!" which finally gets Amiya and Saber to begin their half-hearted combat. Saber once again calls for an early lunch break, and this lunch break is exactly the same, -1 CG, even though Saber does clean Ilya's face again. But it does have this interaction.
私は楽しいよ。外は雨で、ここはこんな殺風景な場所で、欲しかったものは何もない。けど、こうしていると嬉しいの。一人でいるより、ずっとずっとあったかいでしょ。なのに、セイバーは楽しくないの
？She must have felt something in Ilya's smile. Saber lets out a deep sigh and stares at the white girl.
そうですね。私もこうしているのはとても楽しい。
Clear voice. She smiles in a way I've never seen before. My heart feels warm for some reason. That smile was good. The smile was for herself. Not a smile from watching over someone safely, but a smile because she is happy herself.
シロ、どうしました？そんな顔して。
いや、別に何も。って今は変な顔してたか、俺。
してたわ。お父さんみたいな顔。遠くからこっちを見守ってますって風なの。私、そういう顔は嫌いよ。
I don't understand what she's talking about. Does that mean I was smiling?
そうか。まあ、いいことがあったからな。ついにやけちまったのかもしれない。
はあ、いいことですか？
そうだよ。セイバーは今みたいな笑顔のがいい。それが見れてよかったって。
難しいですね。そんなことが嬉しいのですか、シロは。
だな。俺、セイバーのそういう顔を見るのが好きみたいだ。
Saber nods, still not understanding. Then, she must have realized something as she smiles and raises her head.
そうですか。それでは逆ですね、シロ。
逆って何が？
私はあなたが笑顔でいてくれた方が嬉しい。あなたが笑っていられるなら、私はそれで十分です。
I can't look directly at Saber. I bet anyone would overheat if they were smiled at like that. Somehow I calm myself down and sneak a peek at Saber. Saber has returned to eating with a calm face. There's no unease in her expression. There's nothing to worry about. But something is nagging at the back of my head.
私はあなたが笑顔でいてくれた方が嬉しい。
Yes, with that smile I saw for the first time, she was saying something entirely contradictory. And there it is. There is the two characters summed up. When it comes down to it, Amiya and Saber have the same trait in common. They are selfishly selfless. Amiya is upset to know that Saber is happiest when Amiya is happy, because he wants Saber to worry about herself, because for Amiya, he doesn't matter. And I'm sure if we looked into Saber's mind, it would be the same thing in reverse. These two refuse not to sacrifice themselves. This is why Saber failed as a king. Failed, I'm not even really sure I agree with that. And Amiya is failing as a superhero. They refuse to take into consideration the other person's feelings and are only concerned about what the other person should want for themselves. Now that I've finished helping you with your upcoming Fate Stay Night book report, we can move on to magic training. Well, since there's no actual magic that Reen can teach us right now, Mia and Reen just kind of end up shooting the shit here. Mia wants to talk about Saber and how he can't really figure it out. He doesn't understand what's going on in her head, what her objective could be, what she's doing. Everything she does seems selfless. To this, Reen says, well, she's not entirely selfless. She did get summoned as a servant to win the Holy Grail, so at the very least, you know, that is one of her objectives. Reen bringing this up basically gets Amiya's mind working to basically write some Saber fan fiction, where he imagines, well, clearly she must want to win the Holy Grail to grant a wish for herself. Therefore, she can redeem her unfair life and get a second chance at life here in our time, and use that wish to bring herself back to life after her horrible, unfair death on that hill. He didn't say this out loud, but the mere thought of this is getting him like really excited. And Reen notices this and immediately shuts him down, saying, whatever you're thinking, that's not Saber's personality. She would not wish for something so selfish. That's not her, and you know it's not her. This is a major buzzkill for Mia, who is clearly just projecting his own wishes onto Saber here. But the talk of wishes does remind Reen about the time she asked Archer what he would wish for.
つまんない話だけどね。あーちゃんもあんたと似たようなことを言ってたわ。
は？アーチャーってあのアーチャー？
No, the one at the fucking rain. Of course that Archer.
そう。私もね、あいつに聞いたのよ。あんたの望みは何なのかって。そしたらあいつ、なんて言ったと思う？
あいつの望みって言われても困る。
I don't know anything about him. As Archer said that we'd eventually be enemies, he made no effort to talk to me or Saber, but still, he was sarcastic a lot, but I know he wouldn't have had a stupid objective.
これがね、聞いたら笑うわよ。望みは何よと聞いたら、あいつったらこう言ったの。
そうだな。恒久的な世界平和というのはどうだ？
That's a great impression, Reen.
もう呆れを通り越して爆笑したわけ。そしたらあいつ、やはり笑われたか。まあ他人の手による救いなど意味はない。今のは笑い話にしておこう。なんて言っていじけちゃってさ。なんかね、ああいうやつだから英霊になんてなっちゃって、私みたいな小娘に刺激されちゃうんだなとか思ったわ。
I see. Didn't look like it, but he was a fine knight.
けどね、間違わないで。聖杯が本当に全ての願いを叶えるのなら、恒久的な世界平和なんて最悪の願いよ。要するに、それって何もないってことでしょ？争いのない世界なんて死んでるだけよ。物事は動いてないと腐るだけなんだから。
Yup.
それ、アーチャーにも言ったのか？
言ったわよ。そしたらあいつ、それが賢者の考えだ。私も同意見だが、今でもこれだけは愚者の夢を守っているのだ。だってさ。まあそれはいいから、それじゃあ他の望みはあるのかって言ったら、あるにはあるが聖杯で叶えるほどのものでもなし、私の分は君に譲ろうとかなんとか。
Been waiting on this.
キザでしょ？あいつきっと生前は女ったらしだったに違いないわ。
なんかそんなイメージはなかったけどな。けどその話がどうかしたのか、どうさか。
別にサーバントにもいろいろいるってことを話しただけ。
Reen also wanted to talk about Saber, specifically about Saber's true identity, as Reen has some inner doubts about Saber being King Arthur. See, apparently King Arthur should also have the sheath of Excalibur, which allows him to like heal instantly. And even though Saber's wounds do heal very quickly, they seem to only heal due to extreme magic use on Saber's part, while the sheath would heal her by its own power and to a greater effect. Amiya reminds Reen that in the myth, apparently, in this version, in the myth, King Arthur loses his sheath, and that would instantly explain why Saber's wounds aren't healing like that. The fact that Reen forgot this embarrasses her. She says if Amiya wants to laugh, that he can go ahead too. Amiya doesn't, because he fears this is clearly a trap. If I laugh, she will axe kick me. Now, neither of them actually bring this up, but you know whose wounds do heal instantly? Super amazingly, for seemingly no reason? Amiya's. I don't know exactly what that means, but surely important. Actually, you know what? No wonder he can pull a sword out of his ass. He's got a sheath in there. Makes perfect sense. Before dinner, Amiya decides that he can't take it anymore. He has to figure out what Saber's wish is going to be. But he's going to have to be subtle about it. He's going to have to find a way to get her to say it without being direct about it.
例えばの話だけど、もし聖杯戦争に勝ち残れたとしたら、どうしようか。
As subtle as a shovel to the face. So, since I couldn't come up with any good ideas, I asked her directly.
え？は？
Huh. Okay, so shit's about to get really, really complicated. I'm going to try my best to explain it, but a lot of the assumptions that I had been working up until this point, there's like several months of assumptions, get completely shattered here. So, under the guise of asking everyone around the table, just, you know, sharing, Reen and Ilya reveal their intentions for the Holy Grail first. Both simply say they don't really care about the Grail or the wish, they just are here to win. Which makes sense. Well, it doesn't really make sense, but it makes sense. Both were raised from a young age that they had to win the Holy Grail War. This was pounded into them from almost birth, possibly from birth. So it doesn't rationally make a lot of sense, but this is ingrained in them. So as characters, yes, it does make sense. It's also interesting to note how much these two have in common, despite being seemingly complete opposites. As for Saber, oh Jesus Christ. Saber is at first hesitant to share. This delay immediately gets Amiya once again writing fanfic. Oh, she must be taking a long time because it's a selfish wish. Oh good, she must have a selfish wish. I don't want her to share because it's probably selfish, and that way she's looking out for herself, and that's fine. I don't want to hear it then. It's okay. I'm just glad she's looking out for bleh. Ilya plainly states, well, my grandfather told me that most servants seek the Holy Grail for a second chance at life. I was assuming that's what you wanted, Saber. Okay, this is going to sound like kind of a tangent, but I need to start from the beginning here in order for everything to make sense to you and to me by extension, because I'm still trying to work this out myself. To become a hero, one has to make a contract with the universe, basically, that guarantees their success. Whether this is metaphorical or literal, I am not sure. I prefer to interpret it as metaphorical because the idea of Hercules and Cuchulainn and Ryder, and basically every servant that ever shows up in this, literally doing a contract for this is dumb to me. I don't like it. As payment for this contract, when a hero dies, they become a heroic spirit, which is basically a guardian spirit to the universe, trying to continuously hold off the apocalypse on a daily basis. When there is a Holy Grail War, heroic spirits are copied and summoned as servants. The servants are actually just copies of the original spirit in the universe. And then once the war is over, that copy just goes out of existence. Personally, this is another thing I don't really like. I'd prefer if the spirit went back to where it came from, like passing on its memories to its prior self. I just think that's more interesting since this is a long-running series. Like, I think having like grudges and stuff could be from previous wars. It's honestly, that's probably like the wrestling fan in me talking more than anything else. But Saber doesn't work like this. She's different. You see, King Arthur never had to make a contract with the universe to do all the deeds he did, which kind of puts a hole in my metaphor theory, but whatever. So, in theory, Artoria should never have become a servant. But on her deathbed, she had made the contract to complete her quest to obtain the Holy Grail. But then she died and therefore could not complete that contract because she didn't obtain the Holy Grail while alive. So she couldn't become a full servant because she could never become a heroic spirit because her contract was never fulfilled. So, whenever the Holy Grail becomes something that can be obtained, the universe makes it so that King Arthur can be summoned in order to fulfill its contract with him. So it pulls him out from before he was dead and brings him to that time to give Artoria her opportunity to obtain the Holy Grail. And if she fails, she is sent back in time to repeat the process over and over again until finally the contract is fulfilled, she can obtain the Holy Grail and become a full-fledged servant. This is the real reason why she cannot take on spirit form, is because the body that has been summoned here is the actual still living body of Artoria being brought to the present. She was lying to Emilia when she said she couldn't take spirit form because of something on his part. Apparently, it worked the same way in the last Holy Grail War as well. This has nothing to do with Emilia's incompetence for once. Given enough chances, Artoria would inevitably win the Holy Grail. And when that happens...
ちょっと待った。じゃあ何？今回聖杯を手に入れたら元の時代に戻ってその時代で聖杯を使うってこと？それって過去の改ざんじゃない。時間旅行にしても平行世界の運営にしてもそれは魔法の領域よ。そんなのできるわけがないわ。それを可能とするのが聖杯でしょう。そうして聖杯さえ使えるのならば私はサーバントとなってもいいと契約したのです。聖杯を使うことでアルトリアという人物が消え去ろうとも今の私が英霊となることを代償として。
Saber talks without much interest. That's strange. Making a wish come true using the Holy Grail, that's fine. But why did she say Artoria would disappear as a result?
それ聖杯を使うことでアルトリアが消える。セイバー、お前は自分を
That girl about to die quietly alone on that
自
hill.
分を救うために聖杯を使うんじゃないのかよ。
なぜそのようなことを言うのです、シロ。私の望みは国を滅びから救うことだけなのですが。
I can sense that my face is frozen. I should already have realized this, but my mind is spacing out and I feel like throwing up. But still, I forced my question out.
なぜも何もないでしょう。私は国を守れなかった。国を守るために王となったのに、その責務を果たせなかった。その時に思ったのです。岩の剣は間違えて私を選んでしまったのではないかと。
That's stupid. Why?
いえ、その迷いは常に私の中にありました。私は王にふさわしくないのではないか。本当に選ばれるべき英雄は他にいたのではないのかと。あの時、政権を抜いてしまった時、国を救えなかった私より国を救えたはずのふさわしい王がいたはずです。だからもし聖杯の力で王の選定をやり直すことができるなら、
Then what? Does she mean to say that her country would not have been destroyed if she returned to that time? I feel faint. I'm quickly surpassing mere anger that Saber would seriously wish for such a thing. I guess I'm dumbfounded right now. It's only natural. Saber's wish is not for herself, and on top of that, it means her elimination. The girl in front of me exists because that holy sword was there, and because a king pulled it out. Preventing that would mean that the girl in front of me would not exist. Let's say she grants her wish using the Holy Grail. The girl Artoria never became the king, would live out her days as a knight. But what about the Saber in front of me? As she is a heroic spirit, she will continue to be summoned to fight after her wish is granted. Since she paid the price to obtain the Holy Grail, Saber will continue to be, even if Artoria doesn't become king. Taken away from the future and from the past, she will forever be the lonely king dying on that hill. I can't allow that. There's no salvation there. Even if she did redo everything, there really is a more appropriate king, and her country lasts longer as a result. And even if she is saved, it's a lie. Even if everyone around her becomes happy, and the 10 years she fought can't just disappear.
違う。そんなことはできない。やり直しなんてできないし、しても意味はないんだ。セイバー。
シロ。
そんなことに聖杯を使うな。聖杯はセイバーが戦って手に入れるんだろう。ならセイバーは自分のためにその奇跡を使うべきだ。
ですから私は自分のために使うと言っているではありませんか。私アルトリアは王としての責務を果たさなければ。
So why don't you
そんな
understand?
のお前はもう十分すぎるくらいに果たしてるじゃないか。セイバーはあんなにも戦ってきた。裏切られても怖がられても負けなかった。だっていうのになんで死んじまった後もお前だけがそんな誓いを守らなくちゃいけないんだ。
Saber is astonished. Oh. It's too late to regret what I've said. Shouldn't have admitted that I see Saber's past in my dreams. A heavy silence. There are no words to give her, nor any words to reply. I can sense that anything I say will backfire in this situation. But still, I can't just stay silent.
俺、頑張ったやつが報われないのは嫌なんだ。
It's meaningless that way. It's just too unfair. I know it's a childish ideal, but I want to believe that people will be happier the more they work.
他のマスターには負けない。聖杯は必ず手に入れる。だから、セイバーは自分の望みを叶えてくれ。それなら俺は、この馬鹿げた戦いに初めて意味を見出せる。
So, if Saber has her way, the Saber we know will have her wish granted, the selection process will be redone, but she, as a result, will complete her contract and become a full-fledged servant to be repeatedly summoned in the Holy Grail War, now as a unknown king from a parallel timeline. Meanwhile, in Camelot times, Artoria, who would go on to become Saber, instead just becomes a regular knight, someone else is crowned king, and the timeline as we know it is presumably completely fucked, just completely changed entirely, or a sweet AU is created. Is it bad that I'm way more interested in all the shit going on back here? My mind is just completely wrapped up in all these different possibilities of different timelines. We really need the main plot to pick up again. Perfect timing. The loud bell rings out and the house falls into darkness. The surrounding air changes immediately. Even though the lights suddenly went off, nobody says a thing and tries to feel the surroundings. The loud ring stops and the living room is silent. But the sound of light things rubbing against each other can be heard in the distance.
今の警告音、この屋敷の結界?
I nod silently. The sound is the same as when Lancer intruded. Then this must be... Sounds are increasing and coming closer. A strange sound. Reminds me of bugs crawling around a light trap. This living room is the only place free of that sound. It hasn't even been a minute yet since the lights went out, but the living room is surrounded by this unknown sound. There's too many of them. I'm a magus too, even if I'm a bad one. I can sense that many sources of magical energy surround this place. Skimming quickly, I can at least count 20. But they are strangely light. I don't feel any human will. The things making the sound are like empty puppets.
なんだ、やっぱり来たんだ。今まで散々私から逃げ回ってたくせに、バーサーカーがいなくなったら飛んでくるんだもの。ほんと、現金なサーバントね。
Oh. Unlike the three of us who are tense, Ilya is strangely calm.
わかるのか?
当然でしょ。私にわからないサーバントなんていないわ。外にいるのはキャスターで、何かいっぱい引き連れてきてる。なんだ、竜の歯でくくったゴーレムみたい。
She's so good. Ilya says simply, "Caster time," though. Caster time. And the sound stops at the same time. I take the wooden sword I keep in the living room. Tosaka and Saber seem to be waiting for me to make a move. Okay, so I made this decision for two main reasons. One, sticking with Saber has been generally the right idea. I've always ended up picking that, and I've always managed to survive, even when Saber was telling me to not go with her. And secondly, I'm not really sure that Ilya and Reen need protection, especially not from Amiya. Like, unless he's just going to keep summoning Caliburn, he isn't really a benefit to either of the two superior magi. It's clear who the enemy is. The enemy servant, if Caster is attacking with troops, there's only one thing to do.
セイバー、一緒に来てくれ。登坂はイリアを。
That's I suddenly feel less confident in this.
なんで？やだ、私リーのお守りなんてお断りよ。
That's also pretty good.
そんなの私だって願い下げよう。けどあんた、シローの言うことなら聞くって言ったでしょ。あいつが言ってるんだから、おとなしく従いなさい。そんなの知らない。セイバーなんかより私の方が役に立。
What? Tosaka binds Ilya's arm behind her back and puts her hand over Ilya's mouth. Ilia continues to throw out insults.
分かってる。イリアは私が守りきるわ。その間にあなたはキャスターを倒しなさい。
頼む。けど、できるだけ無理はするなよ。敵を倒すことより逃げることを考えろ。
Chisaka nods back, telling me I don't even need to say it. Turning my back to Chisaka, I hurry out to the hallway leading to the porch.
セイバー。分かっています。白は私が。
Yeah. Nodding back to Chisaka, Saber follows me. Holy shit! In that moment, I doubt my own eyes. The sword is swung down on me. An unavoidable strike attacks me, aiming for my open head. I avoid it by twisting my body and parrying instantly with my wooden sword. I can't believe it myself. My body reacted as soon as my mind understood I was going to die. It attacked me the second time without hesitation. A smooth, mechanical movement. A wasteless, accurate attack. But that's all. Just accurate. Not refined nor scary. The attack looks foolish compared to those of Saber, and it feels like the touch of a feather compared to Berserker. I repel the attack with the back of my wall, with my back to the wall. Saber, you're doing a real great job of protecting me. And in the space, I retreated through. Saber lightning strike smashes down.
白、無事ですか？
見ての通りだ。肝を冷やしたけど、なんとかなった。
なんとかなったではありません。このような時は私の後ろについてこなければダメです。
Saber scolded my carelessness. She's right. But I just didn't want to be following after her. Oh, Jesus Christ.
私の話を聞いていますか？
ちゃんと聞いてる。それよりセイバー、今のやつは。
There's nothing in the hallway. The strange thing that was blown away by Saber's attack has vanished like an illusion.
今のはイリアスフィールの言っていた通り、魔物の体を触媒にしてかたどった兵士です。オートマタというよりゴーレムのようですが質は低いですね。今のゴーレム程度なら取り囲まれても問題はありませんが。
Well, I hope you can put your money where your mouth is. Where were they hiding? No. When did they get this far in? Those things, like bad building blocks, are gathering with spider-like movements. And on top of that, they aren't the only presence I feel. Many more bones are surrounding this mansion.
白、横です。
I jump away from the wall instantly. I slash at the bones, sidling up on me. After that, Saber smashes away the bones to protect my back. The bones move in with loose movements and all attack in the same way. It's not hard to repel them. The house gets destroyed by every attack. No, and I only have a wooden sword. Even with a strengthening magic on it, it won't last too much longer. And I don't want to think about it, but the number of these bone creatures might be infinite. We might continue this skirmish until we collapse. I could blame with my back to Saber. Not many bone creatures are coming for me. They must be coming from inside the house as well, but most of them are coming in from the yard. Saber is slashing away the ones coming in from there. Their goal is the living room. As Ilya and Tosaka are in the living room, Saber is busy dealing with the ones heading there. Saber ready to sword again. The sword isn't invisible now. Maybe there's no need to hide it now, but the golden sword is glowing to show off its true power.
待てセイバー、ダメだ。エクスカリバーは使うな。うちが吹っ飛ぶ分には構わな。いや構うけど、それでも周りは住宅地だ。ここでそんなものを使われたらどうなるかわかるだろう。
I yell while paring away bones in front of me.
マスターの指示ならば従いますが、これだけの数をまともに相手にするのは面倒です。一掃しなければいずれ窮地に立たされます。
分かってる。要するにあれは使い魔の類だろう。なら操り手を叩けば一網打尽だ。そういえばキャスターの気配は探れるか。
探るまでもありません。キャスターは庭にいます。気配を隠しもしないということは私たちを誘っているようですが。
構わない。誘いに乗ろう。どっちにしたってこんなことを続けてたらこっちが先に参っちまう。
私は一向に構わないのですが、ではこのままキャスターを。
The yard is right there. If Caster is in the yard, it shouldn't be too hard to get there. But that means losing the defense. It's fine now since Saber's here. But the defense holding the bone creatures off will go away once Saber goes out to the yard. I should... So this choice is basically a rerun of the last one, except I think this one's even easier. Because of the wording here, believe in Tosaka has to be the right option. The sound of glass breaking. I hear the sounds of fighting in the living room.
シロ、指示を。迷ってる時間はありません。
I know. Either way, we're making the situation worse by delaying the decision.
キャスターを叩く。イリアは遠坂に任せると言ったんだ。
では行きましょう。マスター、私の背中を任せます。
Saber runs, smashing away the swarming bone creatures. It looks like a snowplow diving through snow. The bone warriors vanish without even being able to approach Saber. They're like snowflakes. There's so many scattering bones that I feel like I'm in a snowstorm. She told me I'd have her back, but there's no need to protect her like this. She more than makes me realize how great a swordsman she is. Saber charges without doubt. The foundation for all these bones, to defeat the unseen sixth servant that has invaded this mansion. Six. I mean, if we're not counting Saber. Saber stops. Swarming warriors cannot be seen anymore. This must be the end, as someone is standing there. A distorted figure wearing some kind of robe cannot be seen, as if only that spot is smudged in black. A black shadow. I'm assaulted by an unknown unease the instant I look at it.
あなたがセイバー。なるほど。確かにこれならバーサーカーを倒し得るわね。私の増票では足止めにもならないでしょ。
The figure snickers. It seems the thing in black is the master of the bone creatures, Servant Caster. But
マスターがいない。
what's up? I don't see any sign of a master near the figure. Is Caster the same as Lancer, the type to take action away from their master?
貴様、契約が切れているのか。
Saber asks unpleasantly.
ええ、彼は私の主にふさわしくなかった。だから消えてもらったし、消えてしまった。
Tough break, dog. I don't know what kind of expression the black robe is making. I gotta put an X on a fucking question mark. But Castor answers in a cold voice.
マスター殺し。では、貴様のマスターは？
とっくに死んだわ。けれど問題はないのよ、セイバー。私たちは魂食いでしょ。魔力の供給源なんていくらでも溢れている。あとはそう、聖杯さえ手に入れてしまえば心配は何もなくなるでしょうね。
貴様も現世の復活を望むのか？どこの英霊かは知らぬが、そのためにかつての誇りを捨てたのか？
あら、人間風情に使われるのは誇りを捨てるとは言わないのかしら。私はそれが我慢ならなかっただけよ。今も昔も誰かの手足になるのはこりごりなの。だから使う側に回っただけ。あなたに非難される言われはないわ。
だろうな。私も貴様の非業になど興味はない。
Saber's body inclines a little. There's only about 10 meters to Castor. Saber should be able to close in on Castor under one breath and slash Castor away.
物騒ね。せっかく話し合いに来たのに問答無用だなんて。これでも手加減はしたつもりなのですよ。
貴様と話すことなどない。潔くここで散れ。
Saber intends to kill Castor. I won't oppose. I can only smell blood on Castor. But what Castor said about killing her master is true. This raid was also intended to kill everyone here. So there's no reason to stop Saber. First of all, Castor won't even be a match for Saber. I can sense Castor's ability. Castor is the weakest when it comes to one-on-one combat. In this situation, Castor can do nothing but fall to Saber. That seems unlikely.
ダメだ、セイバー。
But I can't shake off this strange unease. This isn't like the hopeless premonition of death like with Berserker. It must be psychological hatred or an alarm against something bad. My left hand throbs as if to tell me that Saber shouldn't go near that thing. I hesitated too long. Saber jumps and sprints to the black shadow. The distorted shadow smiles. Castor doesn't seem to be panicking about the approaching Saber. Something. Castor says something in a language I can't hear and casts something that appeals to the brain more than words. Oh, fuck. The world distorts in that instant. No. The destiny of the air changes around Saber. What the fuck? A huge impact. The ground sinks. It seems like something large came crashing down onto Saber.
そんな、何の動作もなしで魔術を。
No, there was a murmur like a spell. Spells can indeed be shortened. The easier the magic, the shorter one can reduce the spell to change the self. But what's occurring before me is a great magic. No mages can express that in one word. Even if it is possible, they'd have to prepare a catalyst beforehand like Kasaka does. But still, Castor executed great magic with just one murmur. Castor isn't just on a different level. If that was Castor's magic, that figure is no mere magus. Saber is frozen on the spot. Her leg is frozen as if kicked off the ground. She is bound in space right now. No, the air surrounding her has transformed into something like clear gelatin. Even if I try to approach her, I'm pushed away by an invisible soft membrane. Seems like this is only around Saber, but as long as her feet are not on the ground, Saber cannot move.
侮ったよね、セイバ あなたの時代の魔術師がどれほどだったかは知らないけど、この指は信頼に生きたもの。こんなマッセの魔術師たちから見れば、私の技は魔法のそれでしょう。
A laugh comes from the black robe. Saber is still bound in space.
なんだ、本当にこの程度ですか、キャ
Oh,
スター。
fuck. She spits those words out.
対魔力、そんな私の魔術すら弾くというのか。
Fuck. The black robe retreats. After canceling Caster's magic in an instant, Saber dashes with lightning speed. But Master, who knows? Who knows? Sex, female. I'm not even going to bother with the weight and height this time. Neutral evil. That's important. Magical energy. Great. Luck. Pretty good. Noble phantasm. Yeah. There's nothing really else interesting in Caster's profile. Just a summary of the magic thing that she just did, but we just saw it, so whatever. I'm just glad she's classified as neutral evil. I'd hate to have another character who have stuff like the Blood Temple be ranked as chaotic good. And as for the decision, personally, I don't really see a reason to stop Saber, but I'm not stupid enough to go against the gut instincts of the protagonist. Saber raises her sword. She's already within striking distance.
ダメだセイバ
But I run to Saber as if driven by the pulse of my heart.
何？
Saber suddenly stops. It's not that Caster did something. Saber felt something from Caster and stopped herself.
貴様、それは。
Saber instantly tries to dodge it, but Caster must have hidden something in the ground as hands of bone burst out of the ground and grasp Saber's feet.
予知直感まで持っているとは予想外だったけれど、これで罪ね、セイバー。
A blade emerges from Caster's black robe. Jesus. Weirdly shaped dagger. Thin and brittle, a blade not suitable for killing. But Saber detects this blade and Caster swings it as if this is her chance for victory. Saber must be surprised getting her feet grabbed from the ground. She does not even repel the dagger and takes it in astonishment. Did I can hear Caster's voice behind me. I can't see what the robe's expression is like. All I can do is stand in front of Saber and take the blade in her place. Again. But it wasn't a good job. I didn't have enough confidence to block Caster's dagger straight on. So I figured out it would be more certain if I covered Saber and held her in my arms as if to hide her. As a result, Caster's dagger wrenched open my back. I stopped myself from crying because of the pain and strengthened my grip on Saber.
シロウ。
I can't tell what words are being said beside my ear.
あれのセイバー後ろに
Before I can tell her to jump away, Saber must have understood. My body moves. Saber jumps back as if to shake off the hands coming from the ground, and I'm carried with her.
シロウ、傷を。
I don't heal. Who gives a shit? Saber's voice is urgent. Even though she laid me on the ground softly, the pain in my back just increases. It's like having my back cut with scissors, or, cut like with a dagger, then having lead driven into it. From this pain, it feels like a cell phone is being pushed in the... What kind of... What the fuck does that even mean? What a strange example.
シロ、しっかりしてください。シロ。
I guess she's not panicking, but the loud voice, rare for Saber, makes me rather calm.
バカ、そんな大声出さなくても聞こえてる。こんなの痛いだけでどうってことない。
Yeah, go do your job.
今は俺より
Nodding my head, I point at where Castor should be. She's gone.
はい。すぐに決着をつけます。少しの間だけ辛抱してください。
Saber faces Castor once again.
今のが貴様の宝具か、キャスター。
Saber's voice sounds threatening. The dark shadow clucks her tongue in irritation and raises the warp dagger in her hand.
ええ、見ての通り生倉で人間一人殺せないものですけどね。あなたが直感した通り、ある事柄に関してのみ万能とされる魔法の札よ。触れたくないのなら私には近寄らないことね、セイバー。
Even though she says so, I can sense less composure in Castor than before. Even as powerful as Castor is, as long as she uses magic, she won't be able to hurt Saber. No matter what kind of noble phantasm that dagger is, it won't be any good against Saber now.
お前ならあとは問題なく倒すはずだ。
I order her, gritting my teeth.
あら、それでいいの、セイバー。確かにあなたなら私を追い詰められるわ。言うまでもないでしょうけど、私の魔術が通じないのはあくまであなただけ。あなたがそこの坊やから離れれば、追い詰められた私が何をするか予想がつくのではなくて。
Fair enough.
貴様。
Saber says from the bottom of her lungs. The sound of bones increases. They surround us. I made a mistake. Even if I could save Saber, it's pointless if I'm hurt like this. I'm only be a burden like this. If it was just Saber, Castor wouldn't even be a match for her.
話し合いに来たと言ったな、キャスター。
Shut up, Amiya.
マスターは黙っていてください。今はこれが正しい選択です。
Saber lowers her sword. I think I can hear Castor laugh amidst the surrounding sounds of bones.
話を聞こう、キャスター。条件によっては見逃してやってもいい。
正気？あなたたちの命は私が握っているのですよ。そんな強気な態度に出られるとつい握りつぶしてしまいそうだ。
You're one to talk.
間違えるな。貴様が握っているのは私ではなく、私のマスターの命だけだ。
I have two perfectly good batteries hanging out in the living room.
だが、それを潰すというのなら私も容赦はしない。この身が消え去る前に我が剣の全てをもって貴様を焼き尽くす。
The air freezes. Even the bones around Castor are cowed by Saber's words.
いいわ。そこの坊やには手を出さない。もともと私の目的はあなただもの。
初めから私が目的？
そうよ。バーサーカーを倒したほどの英霊を見逃す手はないわ。残るサーバントは私とあなた、それにランサーだけ。あなたを味方に引き入れればランサーなど敵ではないもの。
So, assassin also just done off screen.
残り3人では
Yeah, that's what other routes are for.
さあ、もういないのだから倒されたのでしょう。主も守れないサーバントは消えて当然よ。
Assassin was beaten? Then the master at Ryoto Temple is no more. I didn't even know his identity, but that means another master has disappeared. The only remaining servants are Saber, Caster, and Lancer. So the plot at the Ryoto Temple just dropped. Or at least according to Caster, who, I don't know, is... The only remaining servants are Saber, Caster, and Lancer, who has not shown himself since that first night.
くだらない無駄話はそこまでよ。私が欲しいのはあなたのその宝具だけ。マスターを殺されたくなければ、おとなしくその剣を渡しなさい。
それこそ無意味な。この剣を扱えるのは私だけだ。宝具はその持ち主でなければ使えないと英霊ならば分かっていよ
う。ああ、そうだったわね。けどそれならあなたごといただくまでの話よ、セイバー。どんなに優れた騎士でも捕らえてしまえばどうとでも解除できるし、何よりあなたは私の好みですからね。しつけるのは楽しそうだわ。
Caster sounds really delighted. My lacerated consciousness boils up. I kick the pain in my back aside and get up. I can't let Saber fall under Caster's control just because of me. It's decided to protect Saber, so I can't stay down with this kind of wound. I take the wooden sword in my hand and swing at the bone creature surrounding me.
いけない、しろ。
Your voice sounds urgent.
そう、自殺したいのなら止めはしないわ。
Caster sounds delighted. Sound of many bones hitting against each other. As if to nullify all of those sounds, all of the bone creatures are swept away instantly by a heavy rain of arrows. I stand there dumbfounded. The arrows that showered down in the rain have disappeared as if they were an illusion. But it cannot be an illusion. The swarming bone creatures do not exist anymore.
誰だ?
Caster looks up. Saber must have already noticed this guy. Saber's looking up at the thing at the top of the wall with surprise. Who the fuck are you? I'm sorry about this. I know that this is kind of a cliffhanger, but I'm going to be going on vacation for the next 2 weeks. So the next episode's probably not going to be out until like 3 weeks from now. It's not just a vacation from this. I'm taking an actual real vacation that was scheduled for this time. So just very bad timing. I might make some other videos during the vacation. Who knows? But they just won't be Fate Stay Saturday night. So that's all you're here for. See you in 3 weeks.